What's up, Slam Dancers? Today on Slam Dance with Krystine 16, we have CJ and Chase of Wide Awake on the show, who is currently just finishing up their tour at Fubar tonight. Who else is on the tour with you guys, actually?
It is Glass Houses and then Northern Ghosts, two really sweet bands. We actually, like, throughout those shows, we've like grown to like really enjoy watching their sets and stuff. And then Half Hearted was on part of the tour, the other part of the tour that we weren't on. So like any date we weren't on, they were on. So yeah, it was kind of like a little bit of a split deal there.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, those guys are really cool too, though. We checked them out and they're really awesome.
Oh man, that's cool to hear, man. So you guys are buddies with the bands that you're on tour with?
Yeah, actually, we met them the first date in Minnesota at a venue called The Garage, and we like just met everybody and like all the bands and like everybody like handed out the laminates, and we were just all there, and like everybody just started talking, and then like next thing you know, like we're kicking it, hanging out, riding roller coasters together.
Riding roller coasters?
Yeah, we went to Mall of America and rolled roller coasters with Northern Ghosts, some of the dudes in Northern Ghosts, and it was a fantastic time.
Oh
So,
man, I wish I was riding the roller coasters.
It's been like, since we have like days off here and there, we've been able to like go out like with everybody and like have fun. And we saw like everybody on the tour at Mall of America the second day of the tour, so it was really cool.
Yeah.
No, it's been a good experience for us for sure.
That's awesome to hear, man. Now, Wide Awake, what is your guys' current release for Slam Dancers to check out?
We actually tomorrow are going to film a music video for a new single that's way long overdue. We meant to have this out a lot sooner, but yeah, we have a music video in the works, and so it's going to be the best representation we can give of what we are right now. So it's going to be interesting.
Hey, that's awesome to hear, man. Now, what can people find from you guys on Spotify?
We have right now on Spotify our EP, The Shameless. That's like,
Which is a killer EP, which I have had on repeat these past few days, man.
I appreciate it. We worked really hard with Landon on that album, and it was a really fun experience for us. Everything's just been like super like, whoa, like this is happening and this is cool, and I enjoy doing this. And so like, it's weird because this new album that we have, or well, the new album we're working on is like, we feel like we have the most, like we're pulling all the strings now. You know, we have the most control over our music, and we're really hyped about that. It's gonna be a lot different but the same. Like
It's gonna have a lot of old elements. Like, there's still gonna be singing, but there's a lot more heavier.
Yeah, we're kind of getting a little bit heavier on some of the ends, some of the spectrum, but we're also gonna kind of kick it light with, you know, some other songs. We have a lot of nice.
So, people who have never heard of Wide Awake, what are 3 bands you can recommend for fans of that you kind of sound like?
I'll let you go on that one.
All right, so yeah, the Plot and You, they're really cool guys. We did the record with Landon, so I think that kind of like influenced us a bit. So you can hear a bit of Plot like influence on like Shameless. I'm like a big Architects fan. So
Dude, Architects is fucking killer.
They're really insane.
like, just
Really,
the
man.
ambience they bring in the heavy. So I think that'll reflect on the last record as well as the new record even more so. And third, I don't really know. I'm a big Prada fan.
Dude, I was hoping you would bring that up. That was my next question, man. I was going to ask you guys, what is your guys' favorite The Devil Wears Prada album, man? I know you guys
really?
are diehard fans.
Really?
That was the
818.
next question, man.
We already know this argument. 'cause
He's
we get this all the
818
time.
until he dies, and
Oh, man.
That's the best album of all time.
I will fight over the Zombie EP as being my all-time
It's not
favorite.
even an album, it's an EP.
It's an EP, okay, and if you want to
Dude,
go
we're
album,
standing under Zombie EP right now.
Oh yeah,
Literally, man.
No, I love the Zombie EP, and then Plagues. I grew up like literally in that era where Plagues just came out, and the scene was just insane, and people were flipping out over the Devil Wears Prada, and I was one of them. I was one of those dudes. I was just like, this is insanity. So Plagues was like, it's a very nostalgic album for me.
Oh, I agree with that, man. I love the track Reptar, man. Just the fact they pulled that Rugrats together, and it's still relevant, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
And I just seen Prada come through with the Day to Remember. That was the second song they played on that set, man. And that was
I bet that was.
I wanted to
sick.
go
really,
to that so bad.
I really wanted to go to that as well.
That was such a solid show.
Yeah, it was a solid lineup, and there a lot of bigger bands are getting tours with even bigger bands, and it's like it's going crazy right now, and people are getting on like, it's just like everybody's like moving up, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, we watched Plot go from like They're kind of just opening for like a Kasch strain and stuff like that. Now they're doing a 72-day run,
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that's
crazy.
incredible, man.
It's good to see that kind of stuff. See your friends' hard work pay off.
Now, another question I want to ask you guys is, you both are musicians. You guys start playing at a young age, or what you guys do. Can you guys tell me what age you guys started working with music and 3 of your biggest musical influences?
Okay. I started playing drums when I was 14 years old, and I played all the way through the time where I joined Wide Awake as a vocalist. And 3 of my biggest influences were the Devil Wears Prada, for sure. I'm gonna have to say the Kasch Strain, just because they were a really like heavy band at the time and they really got things going. And then if I want to say like something that's not just super heavy and in that genre, I would go with like As Cities Burn, because I like how like ambient they can be, and it's just like different kinds of music. I mean, when I was younger, Cheetos was a huge influence to me.
Oh, dude,
You know, maybe not so much now, because I'm just in a different, you know, I still enjoy their music, but I wouldn't just call it an influence now. I feel like it changes over time.
Of course.
You know, and if it doesn't, then, you know, maybe it should, you know, maybe,
yeah, exactly.
maybe it should.
There's always room for change and open to open up to more. Man.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I think I started playing guitar in like 4th grade. My Uncle Chris played guitar in a local band called Pilots, and I think he showed me Under Oath at the time, and it was pretty cool. That's probably my biggest influence, was Under Oath.
What's your favorite Under Oath track, man?
Oh man, it's like the 2nd track off Disinvaluation, I think. People always hate on that record because Aaron's not on it, but that's a heavy record. It's really cool.
Thoughts on the new Under Oath album?
I thought it was really solid.
Dude,
I
it's
didn't
fucking
think it was
phenomenal,
like, it wasn't for me. Like, I wasn't like, holy shit, what is this? But I was like, oh yeah, it's like a good Under Oath record.
Exactly.
It's like, it's not bad. I'm gonna hate on it. I just like, I'm always used to like, I think that feeling when you're younger, when they would drop a record and it was like, how did they make that sound? And like, I was like super blown away back then, and now I'm just like, oh, I know what he did there. And
Yeah.
it's a little different. Yeah, Under Oath's like definitely my first influence into the music, and then it was immediately Prada in like 6th grade, I think, and then Bring Me the Horizon, because I learned Pray for Plagues, I think, and Dogs Can Grow Beards all over.
It's really hard. Now that I've been thinking, it's hard for me to sit here and pick 3. There's been so many bands that have influenced me, and I mean, it's been endless. You know, ever since I was young, I was very impressionable back then, and I loved everything that was happening, and like I jumped from thing to thing, and even now I find myself still on new kicks on like what I really enjoy about a band.
Now, have you guys been in any other bands before Wide Awake?
I was in bands as drummers, like as a drummer, and I kind of like went a different direction with the vocal thing, and it was fun.
Yeah, this is the first band you've done vocals with?
Yep.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
When I hit him up, I actually hit him up to drum for us.
Yeah, I was supposed to be the drummer. I was supposed to be the drummer, and I said, I was like, I didn't have a set at the time. I had like something would happen with my original drum set, and I didn't have a set at the time. I was like, it's too much money for me to start out playing drums. And I made a joke. I was like, if you ever need a vocalist, and then like a month later he did.
Yeah, oh,
So
cool, man.
yeah, it was pretty wild how it all worked out. And I know he played in previous bands as well.
Yeah, I was in like No Love Lost. That was a pretty cool band. And then I played in Perfect Eyes Lie. It was like the band Josh from Hollow was in before. I think, I don't know, he did, what was that other one? It wasn't Hollow, but I think it had the name Hollow in it. Yeah, he did that project. That was a really good project too. But before that, we did Perfect Eyes Lie. And I don't know, I've been in a lot of like little random high school bands, you know, like I just always used to be the guy who would just be like, oh, I'll fill in anything, and we'd just go like fill in a lot. And I don't know, I always like, when I would fill in, I'd try to like start writing, and I think they didn't like that I would try to like start writing. So
man.
Eventually I just went off and made Wide Awake.
So Wide Awake is your original idea?
Yeah, it started in my basement. I was hanging out with our current guitarist Jordan, and it was a different name, a real bad name.
What was the original name?
The original name was Among Giants. It sounded like an indie band or some shit. It was pretty bad. But yeah, we were just hanging out, and I don't even think we originally wanted to be heavy, to be honest. It's funny to say now because I kind of rip on it, but I used to want to be like Dance Gavin Dance a little bit and stuff like that. And nowadays, the band dudes will hear me ripping on Dance Gavin Dance because I don't really like the screams that much anymore. I think the cleans are real beautiful, to be clear. But yeah, I just don't like the screams anymore. But when we started, that's how it was supposed to be. And then I don't know, I got back on my heavy kick, got real back into plot music. Just like right heavy.
I kind of tried to encourage the heavy thing.
Yeah, when he joined, he wasn't even going to clean sing. That's actually
Yeah, originally I didn't want to sing at all. I said no to
He said
singing.
he was not going to when we were going to the
Nice,
studio.
man.
The first time I sang was in the studio.
Yep.
Like I actually tried to sing was in the studio, and it just kind of like worked. I kind of faked it as well as I could. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as good as you can. And
Well, Landon was good because he pushed you.
Landon really helped me a lot with that. Like he was like, try this. You know, like he's a vocalist, so he's really like. He knows what he's talking about. He knows how to like give that advice. So that helped me a lot. But yeah, originally I wanted to I joined the band. I was like, yeah, I just really love heavy music because I liked a lot of like the local bands around here, like Battalion and Icon and Anchor. Those are some of like the I don't know, just local bands that I used to really mess with before they broke up. But yeah, I always was just convincing him, let's be heavy.
And now working with Josh, it doesn't help because Josh from Toth's always like, yeah, just go heavy, dude. Fuck being light.
Yeah.
Every time I think we talk to Josh, because I'll tell him like, oh man, I don't know if I want to lighten up or not, and he'll just be like, fuck that, just write more breakdowns.
Yeah, we've been working with Josh from Tear Out the Heart for our new single. And we actually plan to like do some more stuff with him, just because he's fun to work with and we like the sound that comes out of it. So it'll be interesting to hear because I know that you like those guys.
I love Tear Out the Heart. I was actually just about to start to ask about. I was just about to bring them up for the next question.
Yeah, we're friends with all those guys. They're really nice dudes. They like helped us out. You remember Floor Fest? You were at
Dude,
Floor
Fest,
That
the
was
Tear
our
Out the
first
Heart
show.
Christmas party. I've been to all
Yep.
the Tyler events, man, that you guys have been on.
Yeah, we Floor Fest was our first show ever, and like he put us on, and like we did as good as we could, and he like kept helping us out and like promoting us and spreading the word, and like we've done the same for them. Like whenever the pledge thing came around and they were trying to raise money for their album, I was sharing it, and I was like, hey, do this because like these guys need to have another album out. Like they're good friends of ours, but more than that, they're a good band.
Yes. So how long have you guys been familiar with Tear Out the Heart?
I've been friends with Tyler
Since
since
November.
before like 2010. I used to go to the party back in the day. There's pictures of me like out there. Don't go looking, but
Oh no, you need to send those to me for this video, man.
There's pictures of me and Tyler hanging out when he was like long haired.
Yeah, he used to be like a scene king, man. I've seen those pictures.
We
man.
both were like pretty in it, man. I used to be a huge scene kid back in the day, and I hate to say it, and it's weird for me now, but like, especially that guy with long hair again. Like I had kept it real short for a super long time, but yeah, you know, it all comes full circle because I knew Tyler for a really long time. He had known about them. They all kind of met because like I was like, hey Tyler, like we could play Floor Fest, and it just all happened, and everybody got along, and it was just one of those things where we made a really good connection with the band that helped us out a lot, and you know, we'll do anything we can to repay the favor. So, yeah, it's been great.
Damn, man. So do you guys remember Tear Out the Heart's "Come At Me, Bro" video, man?
Oh yeah. I've been like I said, I've been friends with. I was friends with Little Matt before he was in the band, and I was friends, like I said, with Tyler. Me and Tyler have been in the same scene since Novella. I had a Novella album back in the day. I owned one.
Novella
We
kicks
already
ass,
got
man. He
it.
just gave me one about the last.
Yeah, they're gonna
interview,
hate that I
man.
mentioned this if they ever watch it, but yeah, I remember Novella, and I
fucked
liked
with
Novella.
to be honest.
I liked
It was
Novella.
great.
It was cool stuff. But yeah, I have a long history with those guys, and it was cool, I guess, for Tyler to see me like try and do the frontman thing. He was like, "Oh, dude, this is like totally different for you," and I was like, "I know, it's exciting." And it was just like we both get hyped on it.
Hey,
And
man.
usually when we play with them, we do guest vocals for each other, and it's like a super fun time because it's just like I think people like to see that. You know, people like to see like another band's vocalist hop on stage and get down with like some of the stuff that they know. You know, it's always a good time. Always a good time.
That's why I like playing with them. Really, is it feels more like brotherly. You know, like it's like all the bands on the bill usually get along really well.
Yeah, I love our scene, man. I mean, I love how everyone clicks.
And that's how this tour package is, honestly. Like with Glass Houses and Northern Ghosts, like Northern Ghosts, I mean, well, sleep in my house. You know, like I was like, guys, you can crash here, like if you need to. I could only occupy that many people because I didn't have like tons of space. Otherwise, I would let the whole package stay. But I mean, we became good friends with those guys, and it's like a good that we like have that connection now because you know we will always want to like play with each other. And that's cool because they live in another state, and like that's what you want to do. You want to make connections with bands and like be genuinely friendly to them because like that's what it's all about. It like if you're not in music to like be friends and hang out with people and play music, then I don't know what you're doing.
I agree with that,
You
man.
know? Yeah, I don't know what you could be doing.
Yeah, it's been cool because like we've been helping each other out a lot. Like we played the Thompson House in Kentucky, and I have this really overly big road case. It fits everything, like my head and my cab in it, and I could not get it up the stairs. Like it was not gonna happen. It's like a narrow stairwell, probably about this narrow. My road case is like that.
There was no way it was gonna happen.
It was never gonna happen ever. And so then I used Northern Ghost Cab. They helped us out.
We let them and I think or maybe it was just Glass Houses
Glass
use our
Houses,
bass
yeah.
cab and stuff like that. So like sometimes you have to like let people borrow your stuff and it happens, you know. But it's never like a big deal. Although at the Thompson House, the floor was like doing this while everybody was playing. Like the bass cab was doing this and stuff, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I'm glad
I thought was gonna stomp through the floor. 100%.
Yeah, I was doing stomps and like I felt like the
They
floor
said
caving in.
specifically, do not stomp, do not jump.
There's a big sign that says 200-year-old floor, don't mosh, and I was
Can
like,
you do a Mitch Lucker stomp?
I'm like sitting there doing like the stomps.
I was trying to do little small ones. I was scared I was gonna go right through.
I did a couple of them where they were padded. I'd go like super soft down, and I was like, that was good.
So you guys got those crab pool moves, right?
I just like to jump around and have fun, you know. Like, and I encourage everybody who comes to a show, whether it be us or any other band, I encourage you to do the same because it feels fun to have fun.
All right. Well, right before we go into our last question, Slam Dance, you can check out an interview that Slam Dance has done with Northern Ghost in the description below. And, you know, we have one last question with you. This is this year's final Vans Warped Tour. And St. Louis band Wide Awake gets to be a part of it. You guys want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, we basically got hit up by the agency that we work with that actually booked this tour. He was like, "Hey, by the way, you're gonna play St. Louis and Kansas City
he
Warped
totally
Tour."
slipped it in on us.
He
too.
slipped it in like super casually, and we all freaked out. Like I threw my phone. We said we would beat a member of our band up if he was lying to us about it.
Yeah, because our bass player told us. He goes, "Yeah, I just got off the phone. We're gonna have the flyer for this tour. So we're gonna have the flyer for this tour. And by the way, we're playing Warped Tour for 2 dates." And then we were all like, "All right, good prank, you know, doubt it." And I don't know, it just ended up happening really quick. Like I think within 24 hours of us finding out, we went and took promos right away because we had Richie join our band. He's playing drums for us. He was in Hollow formerly. He's really talented guy. So we were like, oh shit, we need to get a promo right now. So Sam Beck helped us out last minute. Shout out to him.
On top of it all, like a week before, Chase and I were talking about how like we like last year we did the Warped Tour contest. And we were like one of like the second or third bands in the nation of like had the most points, you know, like you probably saw we were pushing really hard. We were pushing insanely hard to play Warped Tour last year, and we didn't get it somehow. The St. Louis date, which it was no love lost there. But then we were talking about how like we would try and do that again this year. Like you can't ever be mad or sad about something if you didn't at least try. And so we were gonna at least try it out. And this was literally 1 week, maybe less than a week before we got the news that we were actually going to be playing, and me and him were kind of bittersweet. We were like, I always dreamed of playing Warped Tour. I've been going since 2007, so for me this is one of the most like humbling experiences I could ever have.
Yeah, man, we shared the pit at Acacia Strain last year.
Yeah,
man.
dude,
that was a brutal
awesome.
time.
Dude, and I've been going to Warped Tour, and I've been going strong every year since 2007, and so yeah, for me it was just like freak out. And like the day of I'm gonna be even more freaking out, and I like encourage everybody to come to Warped Tour this year, not just because it's you know we're on it, but because it's the last one, and everybody deserves to experience it one time.
I agree with that, man.
It's one of the most like cool days.
It's
always been something I look forward to every year, you know, and I think it's a lot of people are like that. But at the same time, I think this opens up avenues for other things.
I think the whole St. Louis metal community congratulates you guys on this, honestly, man.
And you know, shout out to Discrepancies because they're on it as well.
Yes, they are.
And those dudes are awesome. So we're excited we get to play the same stage as them, and we have actually yet to share the same stage as them in St. Louis. So not only do we get to do it, we get to do it with people who are like-minded and awesome. So it'll be a good time.
All right, well, I guess we'll have one more question we could add to you. What is the one band you're looking forward to seeing on Warped Tour?
Ooh, I already know this one. Donna Ruko. Donna Ruko is so damn good. Most underrated band in the U.S. right now. I'm just gonna say it. They're not heavy. but they have like this weird vibe to them, like in their light approach, where it almost sounds like a breakdown, but it's not. And it's like so refreshing. Really, really good band. The drummer sings too, and the lead singer, and they're just both fantastic.
I have yet to check them out. My brother's been telling me to check them out for a couple weeks, man.
Do it.
Band.
They're really good. I'm super hyped to see Donna Ruko, but I like the inner like 16-year-old
Are you gonna say the
CJ
Used?
really wants to see the Used.
Oh, okay, yeah, that
and
was my
I'm
other
super hyped on seeing the Used. Not only once, but twice on the last
yeah.
Warped Tour, and I'm gonna fanboy out both times.
Same.
I'm super excited.
Same.
If by some chance we play during the Used, I'm not gonna play our set. I'm just gonna go. I'm just kidding. Just go watch the Used. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I grew up listening to bands like that. You know.
Same. Their CD in birth with their DVD was what made me in the tour. Actually, fun fact. Fucking, it was so cool watching them just hit the country. I remember they went to some like water park that was indoors, and I thought it was so cool to see like just this group of friends hanging out, having a good time exploring. And that's like what we got to do this tour, going to like Mall of America and stuff like that. And it's just been so like refreshing to be able to do this stuff and then get to play with them. Yeah, it's a dream come true for sure.
Yeah, it's been super cool. But we're excited for Warped Tour and everything that follows. We're gonna have the new music video out before Warped Tour. That's the plan, is drop it before, and we're gonna keep working on new music and just keep doing our thing, you know?
Of course, man.
Having fun with it.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Alrighty, Slam Dance. That's all we have on Slam Dance with Krystine 16 today. We have Wide Awake. Is there anything else you'd like the viewers to check out?
Everything that you pump out, because this guy's out here killing it.
Thanks, man.
You know, check out Wide Awake, check out Glass Houses, and check out Northern Ghost. All three of the bands that are playing tonight, they're insanely talented dudes, and not just that, but they're great people as well. So check it out, man.
Alrighty, on the count of three, guys. I know a ghost. 1, 2, 3.
I know a ghost!